Jack Ladd is really with it. He's known as a snappy dresser who always manages to pull the birds. So most nights he's out painting the town. His lifestyle requires a few bob on the side, so he invests in a Woolwich share account, which gives him a good interest rate and he can get his money whenever he wants. So if you're really with it, you're with the Woolwich.
When I moved to Telford, they gave me a great place to work and some very impressive neighbours. There are stunningly modern offices here, even an enterprise zone. The M6 is just 20 minutes down this motorway, and Birmingham is only 30 miles away. But there's so much to do here, my family is always out. I know, they like to go for walks around here. Perhaps they're shopping. Wrong again. No? I know. I've been looking for you all over Telford.
Nice, isn't it?
Move your business to Telford, the growing state.
Look for the naturally British foods at Sainsbury's this month. Our fresh, home-produced beef mince is only 88p a pound. Our tender sweet ham joint is a lean £1.74 a pound. Sainsbury's crunchy Worcester pearmains are 25p a pound. And the naturally British price of our tender topside of beef is only £1.74 a pound. Good food costs less at Sainsbury's, naturally.
Courage, mon ami, courage. What's this? Snow?
Oh, his video's on the blink. Why don't he get it fixed? Well, he bought it. Now he's waiting for the repairman to turn up.
Should have gone to Radio Rentals.
Should have gone to Radio Rentals. They usually send round a bloke the same day. I can't work in these conditions.
Fancy a pint?
Now you're talking.
Radio Rentals. You'll be glued to our sets, not stuck with them.
Now, a rather special airline flies direct to Los Angeles in the South Pacific.
An airline in American Magazine is voted best airline 2 years running, but it's not American.
An airline that came top in a British survey on business travel, but it's not British.
An airline that serves all meals on China, but it's not from Far East.
An airline that serves all major cities in Australia and New Zealand, but it's not Australian.
An airline that moved one travel writer to describe it as the Ritz of the skies. Air New Zealand. If you can find a more civilized way to start a holiday or a business trip, we'll eat our hat.
She's all right.
Tell him she's happily married, George.
She's happily married, Jim. Who says?
Tell him you've spotted the Flora, George. Tell him it's made with pure sunflower oil, so it's high in polyunsaturates with a taste men like.
Let's just say a little flower told me.
Huh? Change your husband to Flora margarine.
British Rail Night Star. Overnight parcels delivered to your customer's door. Guaranteed.
A video profit and a winter holiday to Benidorm for a group of pensioners in First Tuesday tonight at 10:30.
The world number 2, Tony Knowles, continues his bid to regain the Jameson title, which he won in 1982. And there's no shortage of attractive camp followers for snooker's pin-up boy here at the Eldon Square Recreation Centre in Newcastle. But he'll be trying to resist the advances of Steve Newbury, the new Welsh professional who knocked Bill Webernyuk out of this championship. The best of this match tonight on ITV at 11:30.
This is Thames from London.
America buys 300 Hawks, work through the 1990s. Mr. Kinnock condemns violence, illegality, and Mrs. Thatcher. The pit foremen have a coal peace formula. Mr. Callaghan warns Labour don't rupture the nuclear balance. And Britain manoeuvres to get its European money. Good evening. Britain's aircraft industry has won a £600 million contract from the United States Navy. It will secure jobs well into the 1990s. British Aerospace and Rolls-Royce have secured the contract to supply 300 Hawk trainer jets. British Aerospace, who'll deliver the planes in kit form, get a £400 million contract. That makes it an even bigger deal than the recent Airbus contract by Pan Am. Rolls-Royce will make the engines. The deal almost doubles the number of Hawk aircraft built. The first planes are due to go into service in 1990.
It was nearly 3 years ago that the United States Navy first declared its interest in the British Aerospace Hawk. In November 1981, it was selected as the only contender to go through a final development phase for a new aircraft to train American Navy pilots to fly jets both from land and from aircraft carriers. The selection came after British Aerospace took a Hawk to America to be looked at by US Navy pilots. The aircraft had been made world famous by the RAF's Red Arrows aerobatic team and is now in service in 7 different countries. The selection of the Hawk was made in direct competition with the Franco-German Alpha Jet trainer, similar in size and performance to the Hawk, which has also won widespread overseas sales. But although the Hawk has been the only plane the US Navy wanted for the past 3 years, American forces' purchasing of any piece of foreign-made equipment is notoriously slow and difficult. Last autumn, the whole project was threatened with a 2-year delay when the US Congress began to make cuts in President Reagan's defense budget, and there were times when British Aerospace feared the contract might slip away from them altogether.
Once we'd won, in the teeth of not only American national competition, but international competition, and the aircraft had won outright, then it was quite obvious that we were going to get the national lobbies against us. And a lot of senators and a lot of congressmen, quite naturally, were protecting the industries of their own constituencies. And they were making a lot of noise about this great contract for the US Navy, basic training, that must go to the US. It can't possibly go to a foreign supplier. And yet we have managed to hold that off.
To make it suitable to operate from an aircraft carrier, the Hawk will be modified with stronger undercarriage and an arrestor hook. But the US Navy's final endorsement of this aircraft should give the Hawk a considerable further boost in world markets.
Labour's leader, Mr. Neil Kinnock, said today he condemned all violence by pickets and by police without fear or favour. He told Labour's conference in Blackpool that the blame for the miners' strike lay with Mrs. Thatcher and her political vanity on a manic scale. And he told the party that the only way forward for socialism was the ballot box, not by insurrection and not by illegality. As Mr. Kinnock spoke, the Transport and General Workers' Union was circulating an emergency resolution that would identify the whole party conference with declaring the miners' strike official. That would go against the court decision yesterday declaring it illegal. Labour's taking legal advice about what the implications of the resolution could be.
Though he looked cheerful enough congratulating Labour veterans before his big speech, Neil Kinnock knew he faced one of the biggest tests of his political career. In a sense, he had to make 2 different speeches, one for the conference, the other for the voters outside. Yesterday, conference had condemned police violence following Mr. Scargill's lead, but all the polls indicated that the ordinary voters were more worried about picket violence. Mr. Kinnock condemned both.
I condemn the violence of despair. I condemn the violence of long-term unemployment. I condemn the violence of loneliness and decay and ugliness and fear. I condemn the violence done to hope, the violence done to talent, the violence done to family security and family unity in these years. I condemn the violence done to civil and personal rights in this country. I condemn the violence too, yes, of the stone throwers and the battering ram carriers. And I condemn the violence of the cavalry charges and the truncheon groups and the shield bangers.
That all-embracing condemnation didn't seem to please Mr. Scargill.